Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to my third video. I feel like a YouTube baby because I only have 3 videos, and like some of the YouTubers I watch, obviously they've been doing this for a really long time, so they have like so many videos. But to my subscribers, thank you. I did not think I would get any, but thanks for subscribing. And to all the people who've watched my like last 2 videos, like I can't tell you how much any of that means to me, because if y'all weren't watching it, then I'd just be talking to myself, which I do, but like usually not in front of a camera. But yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about 10 advice I would give to my younger self. And these are just like things that I wish someone had told me when I was 15. Although, to be entirely honest, they could invent time traveling. I could get into a machine, go back in time, literally grab 15-year-old Ashley, shake her and tell her like, yo, this is you from the future, and she would not listen because I was so hard-headed at 15. No one could tell me nothing. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Advice number 1. Stop thinking you know better than everyone and take other people's advice. 15-year-old me thought she knew better than everyone and thought she knew everything there is to know about everything. And I really sucked at taking advice. Like, no one could get through me. The only person who can convince me to do something was me. The only person who could convince me like to not do something was me. So I like, if I could go back in time and like take any advice from me, it would be like, listen to other people, take their advice, and genuinely take their advice. Don't just be like, yeah, sure, whatever, which is something I did a lot. I pretended like I was taking advice, but really all along I knew I was gonna do whatever the fuck I was gonna do, and nobody could change my mind about anything. Yeah, I told y'all she was dumb. Like, why you acting like but anyways, so yeah. Advice number 2: everyone who corrects you is not your enemy. Like, when I was 15, being told that I was doing something wrong, in my head, that translated to there was something wrong with me. And that like the person who was telling me that I was doing something wrong just clearly like did not like me. And so they thought there was something wrong with me. And therefore, that's why they were telling me that I was doing something wrong. I know better now. And like, you know, I know that I don't know everything and I don't have all the answers. And now I value like having mentors and people who not just older than me, but even the same age as me, who like have a different perspective, and sometimes, as most of the time, a smarter perspective. And I just wish 15-year-old me would have like realized that. Could have saved myself a lot of pain. This is gonna be a really personal video. Anywho, that leads us to advice number 3, which is stop dwelling on all the negative things. Okay, 15-year-old me needed to hear that. 23-year-old me needs to hear that. 45-year-old me will probably need to hear that. And everyone else needs to hear this. Stop dwelling on all the negative things in life. Bad shit happens, right? We have our moments. Life is a roller coaster, you know. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, you know, and that's okay. Having a bad moment in your life does not mean it's a bad life. I wish someone would have told me that at 15, although in hindsight, I wouldn't have listened. But it still would have been nice to hear. There's going to be moments where things are not going to go your way. And there's going to be moments where you get your heart broken. But you can't get so blinded by all the things that are going wrong that you miss out on so many of the beautiful things life has to offer. Advice number 4: I'm gonna say this once, I'm gonna say it twice, I'm gonna say it a million times. He is not the love of your life. Let me repeat that for a minute. He is not the love of your life, okay? Listen, at 15, there's no such thing as a crush, okay? It's love or nothing else. Like, this person is it. The whole world revolves around them. That's not true. At 15 years old, none of these dusty ass niggas are worth shit. Advice number 5, stop comparing yourself to everyone. Like, even to this day, I have a tendency to compare myself to everyone. Not in, I don't want you to have that, I want it for myself type of way, but just like, I wish I was this pretty, or I wish I was this smart, or I wish I was this confident and this sociable, you know? And I think it's just a matter of like being comfortable in your own skin and confident with yourself, which is, you know, something that like, it's not acquired overnight. Most teenagers don't have that. Most 20-year-olds don't have that. Maybe at 30, I hope. If you're 30, are you comfortable with yourself? Let me know. I would stop comparing myself to other people and recognize all the amazing qualities I already have. Like, not to sound narcissistic or nothing, but I'm awesome. I don't need to be her in order to be good. And advice number 6, everything happens for a reason. I fully 100% believe that everything happens for a reason. If something doesn't go my way, it wasn't meant to be. And I think it's because I've had moments where I was like, I really wanted something and I didn't get it. And I was heartbroken, but the opportunities I got instead were 10 times better than what I like initially wanted. But when I was 15, I had tunnel vision. It was like I could only see like what was straight ahead. Like, I literally could not see anything else. And if something didn't go my way, it was the end of the world. And I was applying for college, which was when I was, I guess, 18, 17. The school that I really wanted to go to was Binghamton, right? I got in, got like full financial aid and everything, and like did not have to pay anything to go. And then like towards the end, my parents told me like they weren't comfortable with me going away for college, or like with me going that far, which was only 2 hours, but African parents, but they weren't comfortable with that. And like at like 18, that was the end of my life. Like, you don't understand. And I spent my senior year just crying over this because I had invested so much into it. My world has ended. I'm gonna kill myself and it's all your fault. But instead, I went to UB. It turned out to be the best thing in the world for me. And like, I would not trade my experiences at UB for anything in the world. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't work harder to convince my parents to let me go to Binghamton. I would like be like, yo, shit's gonna work out in your favor. Calm the fuck down, you know? I would be like, you might not be able to see it now, but things work out the way they're supposed to. And even when you don't get what you want, God gives you what you need, and that's so much better. Advice number 7, trust your gut. This is not just something that like a 15-year-old needs to hear. This is something everyone needs to hear. This is something women in particular need to hear, because there's been a lot of cases of like kidnappings. So if something doesn't feel comfortable to you, leave, right? Get somewhere safe. There were so many times where things didn't feel right to me, and instead of listening to myself, went against my instincts. I've also learned over time that like not trusting your gut can only hurt you at the end. Those feelings are there for a reason. They're not random. If it feels off, it is off. Prioritize you. Get yourself to a situation and an environment where you feel safe and secure. Advice number 8. Be nicer to your parents. I wasn't like an asshole to my parents or nothing, but now that I'm living on my own and my mom's not like yelling at me to wake up at like 8 a.m. She never had a reason. Like, it's never been like, Esley, wake up, it's 8 a.m. the house is on fire. It was always, Esley, wake up, because I never thought I would miss that. Like, that's so but yeah, if I could go back, I would try to see where they're coming from and take into consideration that, like, you know, for immigrant parents, a lot of this is new to them. And like the concept of your 18-year-old moving out on her own to a city you've never been to, even if it is just 2 hours away, like that is scary to them. And like asshole 18-year-old me did not realize that. And so I just thought like they just didn't want it for me. I never thought like they're my parents, they care, they're scared that like something bad could happen. And I will never tell my mother this, and I really hope she's not watching this video, but like there was actually stabbings at Binghamton in the dorms. So I'm really glad I didn't go. So my mom was right. She would love to hear that. Continuing on this being nicer train, another advice I would give to myself is, and I think this is like 10 or 11, maybe 9, I've lost count. Be nicer to yourself. 15-year-old Esley was an asshole to Esley more than anyone else. I'm so sorry that I keep referring to myself in the third person. I promise I'm not a narcissist, and I don't do that in regular conversations. I'm just trying to, because I feel like 15-year-old Esley it's like a different person to me. Like, that's not me. She was an asshole to a lot of people, including to me. She hurt my feelings a lot, actually. But yeah, so if I could go back and tell her anything, it would be, stop being so fucking mean to me. I'm tired of it and I'm not having this anymore. I use self-deprecating humor as a way of dealing with things. And like, I mean, I've called myself an idiot, an asshole, and a bitch in this video multiple times, so you probably got that already. But I realized when other people are mean to you and then you pile on, I mean, you can imagine like the outcome to that is not going to be very positive. So I should have spent more time building myself up instead of helping everyone else tear me down. I should have been kinder to myself, most definitely. And you know what? Actually, going forward, I'm really going to make more of an effort to be kinder to myself. For every mean thing I say about me, I'm going to say 2 nice things about me, which will be pretty hard, but we can do this, okay? There has to be something we like about myself, like starting after this video, because the self-deprecating humor is necessary to get through this video, because I'm obviously being very vulnerable. And yeah, advice number 500 maybe, I don't know, is spend more time with your family. I thought I was too cool, you know, to spend time with my family. I thought, like, I'm 15, I'm an adult, I don't need to hang out with my little siblings. God, they're children, okay? Like, and now that I live alone, not alone, Mamie's right there, but now that I live without my family, I would literally give anything for like more movie nights with them. So in my family, we have like on weekends we have movie nights and game nights. So first we'll start playing a game, usually ends in blood and tears, and then we watch a nice movie, usually ends in blood and tears. Don't ask. I wish we had started that sooner though. I wish that at 15 I would have known what amazing people my siblings are. I mean, they are funny, they're smart, they're so kind-hearted, and I didn't know any of that at 15 because I didn't even know them. Like, if you had told me to tell you which one was like Ilhan, I would have been like, that one? But now I know them and I love them, and I just wish I could have gotten to like start knowing them earlier and start these traditions earlier. So, advice number 501. It's okay to change your mind. This is something I'm still struggling with to this day because I have like I said before, I have tunnel vision. I mean, it works in some cases because I'm a very determined person. I'm like very ambitious. If I set my mind to something, I'm going to achieve it, and those are good qualities to have. Like, I don't doubt that for 1 second. But on the other hand, it also makes, like, I'm really hard on myself if I change my mind about things because it feels like giving up to me. And I'm like, did I change my mind because it wasn't enjoyable to me anymore, or did I change my mind because it got too hard and I gave up? Like, the idea of failure is the most terrifying thing in the world to me, that and getting kidnapped and having my organs harvested. But it's like, failure is pretty terrifying. And but I think as you grow and as you learn, sometimes the things you thought you wanted, you just don't want anymore. They don't interest you anymore. It's not your passion. And it's okay to let go of things you don't want anymore. And it's okay to gain new interest and want to do new things. So just because you had your mind set on one thing doesn't mean that's the only, like, you have to do it. If you change your mind, and you're allowed to change your mind, nobody's holding a gun to your head and telling you like, no, you have to do it. You're the one who said you had to do this. So if you change your mind, the only person you have to answer to is you. The last advice I would give to myself, and not just 15-year-old me, but myself now, and to just everyone who might be watching this, and like, because everyone needs to hear this, you are going to survive this. You're going to survive whatever is going on. You're going to survive the heartbreak. You're going to survive those thoughts. You're going to survive all of this. It gets better. Life is so much more than what you're feeling at this moment. And when you're in that moment and when you're going through whatever, it can feel like there's no end to it. And it can, like, especially at 15, and I think it's because your hormones are on crack, or meth, it just doesn't feel like there's anything outside of that feeling and that moment and that pain. And I promise you there is. And to 15-year-old Asli, I guess I would thank her because she fought for me. There were moments where, like, it just wasn't looking good, and it's because of her determination and strength that I'm here today. And if I could go back in time, honestly, I don't even think I would give her any advice. I just thank her and hug her, because yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add some blooper reels at the end of this video, of all the mess ups, so that it I can't end it on such a vulnerable note. And also, if you're watching this and you criticize me, that's really mean. Don't do that, because I thought this was gonna be a fun, cute video. I did not think I would be sharing so much of my struggles. To anyone who's a teenager right now, I just want to say you're awesome. Keep doing you, keep being amazing. Focus on school, health, skin. Also, I'm going to include the link for the free rodneyreed.com website, and if you have not had the chance to sign that petition, please do so as soon as possible. If you don't know who Rodney Reed is or what I'm referring to, my second video, which I will figure out how to include it in, you know how like they do those things where like they show their other YouTube video in the video. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna do that. So I think it'll be up here, or maybe up there, or maybe even down there, down there. But yeah, so that is all for today. Thank you for watching my third video, and I will also be including the link for my Black History facts for this video in the description box as well, which I will be doing going forward, just so you know, you guys can know where I get these facts. I'm not just pulling them out of thin air. And I think like they're also really helpful, and learning is fun. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I'm not entirely sure what like having subscriptions do, but it makes me feel better, so do it. And also like because I'll be getting views, but I'm not getting likes, so it's nothing personal, but just so you know, like, so that like I don't feel like everybody hates me. If you could could like, and if there's anything that you liked, comment. If there's any other kind of videos y'all want to see too, like comment what would be something you could tell your younger self, and hopefully he or she was not as big of an idiot as this one. And yeah, that is all. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. This video is sponsored by Tim Hortons. Just kidding, I haven't earned that yet. But if y'all keep subscribing and y'all keep watching, maybe I could get free Tim Hortons. You don't ever know. I'm sorry that my eyes look like distant cousins who had a falling out and don't speak anymore and make everyone feel uncomfortable at the family reunions. I really try to get them to look at least like distant sisters who had a falling out and don't speak anymore and make everyone uncomfortable at the family reunions. But we just gonna move past that, and we gonna ignore that, because if I have to live with this, so do you. So substantive substance. This can't do nothing about this mess.